Hey everyone, welcome to the second talk of Chapter 8, and today we're talking about third declension. Specifically, third declension, masculine and feminine nouns. Okay, so a couple of things about declensions. We've done first and second declension, we've done second declension neuter. There are 5 declensions in Latin. We'll cover all of them throughout the course of the book, and in the first 10 chapters we'll cover declensions 1, 2, and 3. But what we need to know about third declension right now is that the type of third declension nouns we're talking about are masculine and feminine, and masculine, there's no difference between masculine and feminine nouns in terms of the endings. Okay, so I'm going to set up a chart with all 5 cases. Okay, I'm going to write them out. So nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and finally ablative. Now we did also learn vocative case, but in third declension nouns, the vocative will always be the same as the nominative. Okay, so there's never any difference. And I'm going to put up here singular and plural. And right now I'm just going to give you the third declension endings. Okay, so the nominative, I'm drawing a line through it. Or we could put in parentheses, it varies. There are so many different nominative possibilities for third declension that it's really kind of pointless to try and memorize them all right now. Okay, so in the chart we're just going to say that it varies. The nominative is whatever it is. The genitive is is. That's a short I, not is, but is. The dative is e, so a long I. The accusative is em, em, instead of am or um. And the ablative is a short e. So is, e, em, are the endings in the singular. In the plural, the nominative plural is es, es, with a macron. The genitive plural is um, so no orum or arum, but just The dative is ibus. The accusative is ace, just like the nominative. Okay, so nominative and accusative are the same. And then the ablative is ibus, just like the dative. Okay, so a couple of observations about third declension endings. The dative and ablative plural are the same, and the dative and ablative plural in Latin declensions are always the same, no matter what the declension is. Also, the nominative and the accusative plurals are the same. Okay, so they're both ace. The genitive plural is shortened to instead of arum or orum. The accusative singular has an m, just like in first declension, and second declension, Okay, so there are some commonalities, although third declension does look a lot different from first and second declension. So in the singular, the nominative will vary. Genitive is is, dative is e, accusative is em, and ablative is And then in the plural, we have ace, ibus, ace, ibus. Now I'm going to give you a couple of examples of third declension nouns. I'm going to write the vocab entries for them. Okay, so here's an example of a third declension noun. Dukes, ducus, masculine, and this word means leader or general. Okay, so that's one third declension noun. Another third declension noun is laus, laudis, feminine, and that means praise. And all of these words are words from chapter 8. Okay, and here's one more example. Mater, matris, feminine, and mater means mother. Okay, so the first thing I want you to notice about these 3 nouns is that the endings are all different in the nominative, right? So Dukes ends with an X, Laus ends with an S, and Mater ends in an ER. And one thing about third declension is that it becomes very, very important that you memorize the genitive singular, okay? Because the genitive singular is going to ultimately tell us whether or not the noun is in fact third declension or another declension. So let's just take this noun for example. Pater. Okay, you've never seen this noun before, but what if I put it next to the noun ager, which we have seen before, right? Ager we know is second declension, right? It's ager, agri, masculine, field. Okay, and how do you know it's second declension? Well, you know that its genitive singular ends in an I, right? So that's second declension. But pater is pater, patris, masculine, father. So even though some nouns end in ER, it doesn't necessarily mean they're always going to be the same declension. And so knowing the genitive singular, right, knowing that the genitive singular of mater is matris is really, really important. Like really, really, really ridiculously important. Okay, so please make sure that you learn the genitive singular endings. Okay, now I'm going to set up a declension chart, and we're going to decline a third declension noun. I'm just going to abbreviate the cases. Okay, and singular and plural. Okay, and the noun that we're going to decline is dukes. So it's dukes, ducus, and it's masculine, and it means leader. Okay, so we already have our nominative. Our nominative is dukes, and we also have our genitive. Our genitive is ducus, right? We have that from the vocabulary entry. Well, in order to find the base, we take off the genitive singular ending. Genitive singular for third declension is is, so that will leave us with the base. And so now I'm going to write the base throughout the chart. Just duke. Okay, and now I'm going to add endings. I already have nominative and genitive, so my dative is e, so duki. Accusative is m, dukem, and ablative is duke. Okay, nominative plural is ace, genitive plural is so duces, ducum, dative plural is ibus, ducibus, accusative plural is ace, duces, and ablative plural is ibus, ducibus. So it's dukes, ducus, duci, ducem, duce, duces, ducum, ducibus, duces, ducibus. And the great thing about Latin is that with all of these, one of the great things about Latin is that with all of these cases, the translations for the cases remain the same. So dukes, if it's nominative, would translate as the leader or the general. Okay, ducus as genitive would be of the leader or the leaders. Dative duci would be to or for the leader. Okay, ducem would be the leader. And then duque ablative would be by or with or from, or insert random preposition that takes the ablative, the leader. And then of course the plurals mean the same thing, but just in the plural. So duques would be the leaders, okay, and then all the way down. Ducum would be of the leaders, ducibus, to or for the leaders, duces, the leaders, and ducibus, by, with, or from the leaders. And that is essentially how we conjugate and translate in third declension, and that will conclude this lecture. And so thanks for tuning in, everybody, and see you guys next time.